Welcome to Business Practices for Urban Forestry. I am away at Forestry Fall Camp this week and so have put together a few online activities and one assignment to introduce you to the world of business from a tree care perspective. So many people ask me why they have to take this course, and frankly, I would have asked the same question if I had to take this course while I was in school. But I can tell you now, after having started our own company without any formal training, that it would have helped tremendously. I have students all the time telling me that they wished they had taken a basic business course while they were at school. So that is what the goal of this course is, to prepare and introduce you to the fundamentals of owning, operating, and working in the business of tree care. Your role in urban forestry will depend on what your goals are, but at some level you will be working in some aspect of the business, whether it be a business owner, the manager or supervisor of a municipality, or as a groundsperson for a private company. In every one of these jobs, it is important you understand the business principles and practices behind the operations, big or small. There are two main avenues to enter into the field once you have completed your schooling. The first is at the municipal level, where you could work as a planner, project manager, consultant, or arborist. In this picture, James Lane, the forestry supervisor for the region of York, is speaking to a class of urban forestry technicians about the design and construction of new infrastructure, utilizing soil volume techniques for tree installation. The other avenue is to work for a private company, and there are several out there like Davy Tree, Hydro One, or a smaller scale, 1 or 2 crew company like I used to run. The point is that managing the urban forest is a business. At the municipal level, there are several job positions that have varied duties and responsibilities. There is a forestry supervisor, which is management. Their responsibilities involve making upper-level financial decisions and are heavily involved in urban planning and design. The forestry foreman, which is a union position, is responsible for more specific day-to-day operations of the forestry crew, job planning, and customer relations. The lead forester, which is also a union position, works on the forestry production crew and is responsible for the jobs taking place and the crew completing them. They report to the lead forester. There can be several levels of arborist positions depending on what municipality you work for, and these are defined by the amount of education and experience the person has. The private sector, including private properties, homeowners, and associations, are cared for by several different types of private companies involved with tree care. They include urban forestry consultants at the highest level of education and experience. They are most involved with planning, tree inventories, and tree risk assessment and preservation. Arborists or production crews undertake the physical care of the trees, as do plant health care specialists. There are also contractors that can provide stump removal and crane services. The take-home message is that there are many different types of people involved in the business, and it is important to understand how they all fit together to keep our trees healthy. The flip side of the coin is to think about the business experience, especially as it relates to customer service. Think of an example when you had a negative experience with a business, service, sale, or company. What was the result? How did you feel? Now, think of an example when you had a positive experience with a business, service, sale, or company. What was the result, and how did you feel? In the urban environment, trees are owned by people, and so we as tree care professionals must deal with people on a daily basis, some more than others, while caring for their trees. And it is the relationship that you form with the customer that keeps them coming back for more. So, what is the recipe for a successful business? There are many things that combine to make a business successful. Let's first look at it from the customer perspective. In order to satisfy the customer, a business and the employees that represent it should be professional, knowledgeable, and honest. And there must also be a reasonable price point. These are just to name a few. The owner's perspective is a little bit different. They must work hard and put in long hours, especially in the startup years. They search out expert, reliable staff and use current technology and equipment. They strive to provide a reliable service or product and have a strong accounting and legal team. The last part of the recipe, and most would argue that it is the most important, is to turn a profit or make money. Although, I can tell you firsthand that for many, this is not the driving factor, but I will talk more about this as the course progresses. To help set the stage for the rest of the course, I would like you to watch the short video I posted on D2L about Steve Jobs. Now, whether you like Apple products or not, you cannot deny the fact that Steve Jobs was one of the greatest business people in recent history. Watch the video and pay special attention to the reasons why he was so successful. See you in a week.